Okay.
I'll mute myself.
All right. I have begun recording. Do you see a dot that says record is recording? Oh, there it is. Okay. All right. So today we are talking about income producing activities. This is important for every single coach, but could even be more important for coaches that have small amounts of time to work their business in. Because you want to make sure that you are choosing the right things to do with the time you have that are going to actually help you grow your business and make a little money. What a concept. Hey, Amanda. So, this quote, success doesn't come from doing extraordinarily difficult things. It's doing simple things consistently. And I think that this breaks down coaching like to a T. Because even though I have, now that, the kids are in school and stuff, even though I have more time, I'm still not using all that time because I'm doing small things every day. So if that makes sense, like it doesn't take up this ginormous chunk of time, but it does take up a little time every single day. And I think we need to talk more about the behind the scenes things. I think it's so easy for you to look at the top coaches or even some coaches on our team and say, man, it's so easy for them. They're just earning all these points and signing all these coaches and all that stuff. And, I see them posting on social media. I see them doing that. And I'm doing those things too. So why isn't it happening for me? And it all comes down to doing these things that we're going to talk about in this training that happen more behind the scenes. So I just want to warn you, there's not anything like earth-shattering in this training, but it is a huge reminder of like you doing that gut check, like, oh crap, how am I spending my time right now? And where should I be spending my time? So here are some questions. Like, which of these things on this list are you definitely doing daily? Are you maybe getting them in weekly? Or are you just like avoiding it? Because I've heard so many people like come into coaching with that whole I can't statement that they just repeat to themselves. I used to be guilty of adding people to my network. I used to just say like, oh, I used up all my warm market. I can't add people to my network. And now I catch myself, this is so stupid, but I catch myself while I'm doing my daily activities, talking to myself and saying, I add people daily. And I literally say this out loud because as I'm about to walk away from what I think has been a good messaging session, and I say, nope, I add people daily, because that was one of my biggest struggles. So what's the thing that you're going to be saying to yourself? Is it that you're not inviting people to things? Do you need to tell yourself, I invite daily? I actually like to jump on the computer first thing in the morning before I even go to my workout and send 2 to 3 invites just to whatever I'm inviting to. For some reason that gives me this like sense of peace, like, okay, now I can go focus on me for a little bit. And then I come back and do the rest of my messaging in a pocket of time later. But it's just like kind of like the eat that frog thing. Like, okay, just get a couple messages out. Don't even think about it. Just do it. I think Carl suggested that like at Summit maybe 2 years ago. I don't know. But things on this list are things that need to be happening daily. Inviting to your groups. We have so much to be inviting to right now. We've got some info groups going on. We've got the Shakeology info group coming up. We have a coach sneak peek on Thursday, which is holy crap tomorrow. like, hopefully you guys are running free groups and your challenge groups. Like, there just should be always things to invite to. And if there isn't, create something. This week I created the 3-day refresh info group on a whim because I was like, I feel like I kind of have a lull right now in sales. I need something that's going to boost that. So I created this and opened it up to the team. Are you doing follow-ups daily? Sean and I were just talking about this, and I personally, the way I track, I use Teamsy. I'll show it to you in a minute. But when I'm talking to someone that I know they're on the fence of signing up soon, I'm following up with them like every couple of days. If it's someone who they're like, they've been on the fence for a while, I might follow up with them maybe like once a week or 2 weeks. If it's people I've been talking to for a really long time, then I'm following up with them at least once a month, if not twice a month. And those are so important because the majority of the Success Club points that I get in a month are from people that I'm following up with. They're not from people that I'm talking to the first time or even the second time or the third time. They are because I continued to follow up with them, even when they ghosted me, even when they, it looked like they weren't looking at their messages or anything like that. Like, all of a sudden people just pop back on and are like, oh my gosh, you never gave up on me. Like, thank you so much. I'm ready. And it happens, but you have to stick with them and believe in yourself that you are there to help them. You are there to show them that you believe in them. And then making sure to follow up with your current coaches and challengers. I just do like a few coaches and a few challengers a day. I used to do all my challengers in one day during the week. And I think I just got too many people that stopped working for me. You will kind of weigh this out in your own business to see how that works for you. And then adding people to your network. So, gaining followers on Instagram, adding friends on Facebook, and then not just adding them and let that number go up. But once you add them, you connect with them. You send a message and say, oh my gosh, thank you so much for the follow, or thank you so much for the like. I so appreciate your support. And then I ask them a question about something that we have in common, because typically I don't add people unless I feel like we have some sort of connection. Like, hey, I see that you've got 2 boys also, or I see that you eat peanut butter while your kids wrestle as well. I don't know, stupid things, but yeah, we just connect over whatever. So these are things that should be happening daily. Okay. And if you're having trouble with that, use a positive statement. I message people daily. I add to my network daily. When people tell you you're crazy, you can blame it on me. And then some additional important things to think about. I definitely fall into these traps sometimes. And again, I have to like work myself out of it. The first one kind of hits home for me. The whole participating in your groups versus living in your groups. Most of you guys know that when I very first started my Beachbody journey, I was under a different coach. I was in like a totally different, I don't know, team, challenge group, whatever. And this particular coach was obviously not following a meal plan, not doing workouts, not drinking shakes. She was running this group, but it was just kind of hard to relate to her because I knew she wasn't on the same journey that we were. And I took that to heart. Like, that really bothered me, and actually was part of why I became a coach, because I wanted to create a group that was not like that. And so the whole participating in your groups, being a challenger first, making sure you're doing that, and just also setting time to go into your group and then get out. Like, you can check into your group for 10 minutes every single night, quick go like and comment on everyone's posts, and be done with it. And guess what? Everyone in your group feels supported. It's pretty cool. Or you can do a quick live video every single morning that takes you 3 minutes. And guess what? Your people feel supported. So you want to make sure that you are in your groups daily. Posting on social media consistently and connecting versus just posting online. Some of us are just like posting machines. And it's like you can go to your Facebook page or whatever, and you've posted like 5 times that day. But people have maybe commented and you haven't commented back, or maybe sent messages or connected with those people. We post on social media so we can connect. Like, that's the purpose. So when you're posting on social media, you want quality content that gives people a reason to engage. Maybe you're asking them a question, or, on your Insta stories, you're doing a poll. But then the next step to that is actually connecting and talking behind the scenes with those people that answered your poll, or those people that liked and commented on your post. Those are the people that have already given you an in to talk about health and fitness, especially, if your post was about health and fitness. If not, they've given you an in to be your friend. So you've got to be remembering to go back to those posts and really connect with those people. The next one, so doing personal development consistently versus complaining when things don't work. It can be so easy to get sucked into just feeling sorry for yourself, or like saying like, oh my gosh, this business or Facebook changed their algorithm, or Instagram changed their algorithm. Well, instead of complaining about it, like, go find the solution. Rachel Hollis always resonates with me, because at the beginning of her podcast, she always says, I'm Rachel Hollis. I've built this whatever empire with a high school education and a Google search bar. Like, use the Google search bar. If you're stuck on something, like, go find a training about it. Go find a coach that has already mastered it, and, figure it out. The other thing about personal development is you could listen to personal development like 24/7, but the only way personal development helps become an income building activity is if you're actually applying the things that you're learning in your personal development. If you're just simply listening and becoming like an information storage, whatever, it's not going to help you. The next one is making simple graphics versus spending hours on graphics. This is huge. I'm not going to lie. I used to be totally intimidated by Sean's graphics. Like, her shout outs were just like so beautiful. And I even had months where I was like, I don't even want to shout out my team because my graphics are so ugly. But then I finally got over myself and was like, no, it's about the shout out. It's not about the graphic. They don't have to take hours, because I was spending hours. Now I just make the quick ones on my phone app that take me 2 seconds, and I get them up there so that people know that they're recognized. They don't give a crap what my graphics look like. And so it's just not a place where you need to be spending a lot of time. And then connecting with people on social media platforms, kind of like what I said before, versus scrolling the newsfeed. Scrolling the newsfeed is not working. You can't count that as work time, okay? That is leisure time. That is unwinding time. That does not happen during your power hour or during a time when you're saying you're at work. And it is addicting. I'll be the first to admit that I catch myself scrolling all the time, and I have to be like, nope, get back to what you were doing. My ADD is strong when I'm working. It's bad. So some options for tracking and or keeping a list of your daily activities. You have some things to choose from, but I do recommend that you choose one, because this will help you when you sit down. Because I mean, how many of you guys have sat down to work and you're like, yes, I have this hour, maybe you have a babysitter, maybe it's nap time, and you're like, I am going to crush this business. But then you sit down and you're like, shit, I don't know what to do. I don't know who to message. Crap. So if you have one of these lists, you are focused and you can actually use your time wisely. So Sean has added a couple like power hour to-do lists to this training that we have shared in the past, but we'll share again. I know some new coaches would really benefit from it. And then Sean and I are going to be creating a new coach list, because we all know that like if you're shooting for, or it's like your first week coaching versus someone who's shooting for diamond, your daily activities look a little bit different. So we are going to create lists for a new coach, then a list for that coach that's shooting for emerald, and then those coaches that are shooting for diamond. And that's kind of all it would go to, because then you're just shooting for diamond like over and over again. Team Z, I can show you Team Z, although everyone on here I think knows, but for people watching the playback, this is my Team Z. And this helps me stay on track because, as you can see, it has all my people like broken into categories. And I pretty much just follow my follow-ups. Like I usually wake up in the morning to around 50 follow-ups. Today it was closer to 30. But I just follow that. And so it tracks like, okay, how many new people am I talking to? How many of the people that I talked to today were current customers? How many people that I talked today were current coaches? How many invites did I do? And then how many people did I add to my network? And I'm going to be honest, like this right here is me on an average day. I try and like double and triple and some days quadruple this, just, depending on the days that I have more time. But I have found great success from just simply doing this bare minimum, but doing it every day. Let's see. I missed one. Okay, there's also and Team Z does cost money. I think it's about $299 for the year, which is a business expense for me. We all know that we do kind of need some of those business expenses to kind of offset the taxes at the end of the year. So investing in your business somewhere is always a smart idea. And if this is a place that you're struggling with, if you're struggling to remember who to follow up with or remember who you're talking to, Team Z might work for you. But like I said, it's not the end all. Like Sean uses a Google spreadsheet. There is a program called Google Streak. There's a lot of free ways to do it too. So I just found that I was at a point where I needed something more, because I am not the most organized person in the world. Not even close. And I don't like spreadsheets. So I like things that tell me what to do. So here are some Power Hour like checklists that you can go through. Sean, I'm going to unmute you for a minute.
Yeah. So this is an example one that Janelle Summers uses for her team. She has, I was going to put a whole bunch of them in here, but really honestly, if this is the type of layout somebody wants, I have a ton of them that I can share with them. I like check marks, boxes, all that kind of stuff, but you could easily take something like this and create that. You know what I mean? Like put it into a document or put it into whatever system you want. But I feel like Janelle does hit all of the main things that a newer coach or a coach that was kind of pushing, you know what I mean, that was a newer coach would need to do. Mm-hmm. So yeah, but this one's broken up so that you have 2 power hours. So this would be someone like maybe that gets up early in the morning and does an hour before their day starts and then does an hour at night after their, like this was my life for my first however many years of coaching. I did a power hour in the morning, I did a power hour at night, and sometimes during rest time if the kids didn't interrupt me. So this one was one I used a lot, or something similar to this.
Cool. So that kind of leads us into the power pockets that Amanda, you were going to share a little bit about. So I'll unmute you. Maybe I can't. Oh, there you go.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. So I watched this training, and if any of my coaches watched this, I kind of did one in my page, but she was talking about how to make your business super simple, especially for new coaches, because you sign up to coach and I don't know, you're like, oh, it's easy, you can do it in an hour a day, and then we're adding you to all these groups and all these trainings and all these opportunities, which are all great and awesome, but you get overwhelmed and you listen to all the national wake-up call and you're trying to do all the things, and it's kind of hard to like organize it. And like you said, Haley, sometimes you sit down saying I have an hour to do the things, but then your brain is complete jumble of what do I do. Mm-hmm. And so I love
to forget like what those income producing things are. Like,
right. So I loved how she broke this down. So she said that if you have an hour, there are 6 activities and you do them for 10 minutes each. And she said, I would literally set a timer. She said, if you can't do the whole hour, then do 10 minutes, go make your kids breakfast, come back, do 10 more minutes, go, clean your kitchen, and just break it up throughout the day doing the 6 things. And then there's 2 bonus ones, because there's one you do at night, and then there's one that I'll explain why it doesn't really count as part of the power hour. The reason why this is so beneficial is because she said that the job of coaching really appeals to the busy woman, which I think a lot of times, busy women are like, yeah, I want to get healthy, but I'm super busy. And then they get in a challenge group and they love it. And they think, well, this is something I could do on the side, even though I'm super busy. And then the reality sets in that they're trying to fit into being super busy. Mm-hmm. So the first pocket, the first 10 minutes is one of the frogs that people don't like. And that's the 10 friend requests. So you set a timer and you go find 10 new people to friend, or if it's Instagram, to follow. You are looking through groups you're a part of. You're looking through your friends of friends lists. I started sending friend requests to people who liked my like page, which I would look at them and see if they kind of fit my ideal person, and I would send them a friend request. And make sure you track on whatever tracker you use those names of those people, so that in a few days you can go back and see if they accepted your friend request or not. Mm-hmm. The next power pocket was connecting with 5 people, and those five new people, and those 5 people would be like 2 days before the friend request that you had sent. So that's why you want to make sure you write them down. And then if you go back 2 days later and you find they didn't accept your friend request, just, cancel them off your list or whatever and move on. Don't take it personally. So you're messaging them, you're saying, hey, thanks for accepting my friend request. Thanks for liking my like page. Are you interested in health and fitness too? Or, hey, I saw you have a lot of recipes on your page. Do you like to cook? Or whatever you do, don't talk about Beachbody and don't invite them to a challenge group. Just build a relationship with that person. The third power pocket is another frog, and that's inviting. And she talked a lot about inviting your favorite thing. And I am trying really hard to do this because it's my least favorite thing. And we have to remember that we have a gift to offer people, that we're trying to help people. And some people don't want to be helped, and that's okay. And maybe someday down the road, they will want to be helped and they'll remember you. but speak with conviction. And she talked here about using voice memos because they know that you're not copying and pasting, and they can hear your voice and they can hear your excitement. They know you're not just like every other network marketer who just sends out these hey girl messages and has no emotion or person behind it. And it makes you more relatable. So your invites need to become your favorite thing, and she wants you to do 5 to 10, preferably closer to 10, with those 10 minutes. So voice messenger is 1 minute is all you're allowed to talk. So if you have your list of 10 people and you do them, bam, 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 there you go, you got your 10 minutes. So and for the invite, remember to talk to their pain points. So if you have talked to them before and they're worried about money, talk to them about how you save money to make money, or to fit this into their life, or how you feel like it saves you money, and blah, blah, blah. If their pain point is time, talk to them about how it gives you more energy and makes you actually feel like you have more time to do stuff, and that kind of thing. So that's inviting. 5 is follow-ups. 10 people again. You want to, this was number 4. You want to, there's 4 different groups of follow-ups. They could be people that you have introduced yourself to, but you're still getting to know them. So you're just continuing the conversation. They could be a second invite. So you've invited them in the past and you're kind of inviting them again. They could be a previous challenger of yours that maybe isn't in a current group, but you're just checking in with them to make sure they're doing well. And the 4th is something that I've kind of been doing. If they're kind of ghosting me and not responding to my messages, I will connect with them on their Facebook page or Instagram feed by just liking and commenting some stuff, kind of subtly reminding them that I'm there, even though they haven't been answering my messages. What number am I on? 5. 5 is social media. And I will give, Sean, it was 10 more follow-ups. I think she was aiming for 10 of everything except for the connecting with new people. So for social media, I will tell you that I used to, we have a 3-year-old charging us. Honey, can you go watch your show and I'll talk to you in a minute? Sorry. For social media, Haley and I did this thing the other day where we mapped out our Instagram posts for the whole month. And we're talking one good quality post that we wanted that maybe had our more
Hi, Jack.
Hi.
had our more good quality content or whatever. Mm-hmm. And that could be it for you if that's what you want to do. Just one good quality post. I tend to be doing 3 right now, so I'll do the one that I planned out ahead of time. I have one word post. You may not touch. I have one word post that I do a day, and I also do a 3rd post kind of on the fly, whether it's my workout or something about my family or whatever. But that's what I'm doing. But planning it out ahead of time. So in that 10 minutes that you do for social media, you want to be working on the plan. Maybe it's just planning your 1 to 3 posts for that day and writing out the actual wordage. Because I know that's the hard part for some people, but giving yourself 10 minutes a day to plan out what you're going to do on social media. So we're on 6 now. The 6th one is your inbox. This is another kind of frog for me because my tendency is to want to respond to everything as it comes in during the day, but she talks about saving it to a pocket. 10 minutes, you get in there. Anyone who's replied to you since the previous day when you did that pocket, that's when you sit and answer them back. And if it doesn't require an answer back, at least you know you've checked it, and you can, sometimes I know Sean even like cleans out her box, so it's not like, I'm way behind on that. I used to do it too, but
and that is such a good tip, because that separates the whole like inviting and like connecting. You know, you're only focusing on that one thing. So like if you're doing your invites and a response comes in, you don't touch it.
Right.
So
that's hard for me, because my feeling is, oh, they're on right now. If I don't answer them right now, I might lose them forever.
But I think a long time to get there. Yeah.
And I think it also gives our family like a good, mom is not obsessed with her phone. Mom has these certain little increments where she's on her phone, but then she can go live her life. And I mean, a lot of us are doing this to have more freedom. So it doesn't make sense for us to be tied to our phones and ignoring our family. So this is one that I definitely am working on. The seventh one is separate, because she kind of recommends doing it at night, and you just talked about it, and it was checking in with challenge groups. And yeah, I think it's an important piece that even sometimes I stink at, because frankly, if my eating's bad, I don't want to check in, because I don't want to admit that the coach is not doing good today. But it's one of the most important parts of our job, I think, because if they get good results and you're present and you get good results, then more people will want to join you. So don't forget about that. She just recommends, separating it from the hour and doing the 10 minutes, like maybe in the evening when you have the whole day's stuff to do. She did kind of mention with that, obviously some planning goes involved with challenge groups. I think it's awesome that we do a lot of team stuff now. So if you're a new coach, you don't have to run everything by yourself. Like my coaches know they can put people into my accountability group. They can put people into my challenge groups. We have that big 2B group. We have lots of info groups that we can add people to. And so you're not working alone. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. If graphics aren't your thing, Haley said to me and Stephanie before, hey, you're better at graphics. Will you make one? It's like, sure, because I really enjoy doing it. So yes, spread the love, spread the work. I do a lot of my planning for groups and stuff all on Sunday, because I have more times on Sunday. And I just know every week, that's part of like my prep for the week, is I get everything scheduled and figured out. So you can pick one day a week where you do extra stuff like that. And the last thing that's bonus is stories. And the reason it's bonus, because it can't fit in a Power Pocket. And that is like just trickling your day. Make sure that your story is about you as a person. It's not just fitness and health. And it's kind of where it's at these days. So, and if you feel like nobody's watching or interacting, don't let it dishearten you, and just try to keep learning and posting in your stories so that people know who you are as a person. I had a really random person like go on my Facebook page and do a recommendation for me. I've never spoken to her before, and she had never messaged me, but she was like, Amanda's so real and relatable. And I just thought, well, if I hadn't been like sharing who I was and the hot mess that I am most of the time, she wouldn't know that about me. And so just remember, it's not just one shiny, sweaty selfie a day, and just to share who you are as part of your job.
Cool.
I think that was all I had to say.
Awesome. That was really good. I love that puts it in perspective. Like, even if you're running with your head cut off all day long, you can still carve out, like, seriously sit down with your schedule and really figure out, even if you're gone at work all day, like you might have, like as a teacher, I know, like I had like my planning period, my lunch. I could have easily taken 10 minutes out of each one of those and just focused on one of these pockets. Plus 10 minutes in the morning, some more time at night. Like, it's totally doable. Do the PD in the car, like, just, yeah.
I will say, when I was on vacation, I didn't have good Wi-Fi and was running out of data and all that jazz. And I did do my stories all in one bunch. And I just like took pictures throughout the day and then posted them. And sometimes I've been doing that for work too, because I'm not really able to do a lot of stories. And you have to remember that if someone watches it tomorrow morning, it wouldn't matter exactly what time it posted anyway. So if you are someone who doesn't feel like you have time to even do stories, or on certain days you don't, that worked for those cases where I couldn't do it too.
Yeah. Well, and that's one thing that Jenna Kutcher suggests. She says you really should never be like posting in real time. She's like, take the picture, put the phone away, enjoy your moment, share about it later. Like, people don't know. So, yeah. Okay. Here is another one of the checklists that, this one is really good. I've used this one before. It's from the Diamond Daily. Sean, are you going to be able to like post, files like in this training?
Let me look. If I can't, I'll just put them in the team page.
Okay.
I was wondering, Amanda, did she share a document with that at all or not? Because I was going to create one to share on the team page.
Oh, I was just trying to type in the chat box. I was going to say I can just take a picture of this list if that's good enough. It's not all typed up, but
for now that would be great, because I do think I think that's similar to what I think we should do for new coaches anyways, for the new coach checklist.
Yeah.
I think that's like a good way to break it down.
Mm-hmm. Or I can send it to you if you want to just make it look more professional.
Okay. I think I have all of it, but if you don't mind sending me a picture, I will totally add that to my list and get that typed up and put in the team page. Thank you. I like
You'll make a graphic out of it?
I don't think my graphics are that good, so I don't get it, but I do love doing it. I think graphics are fun, and I could spend hours doing them, so that one is right on me. There's a whole bunch of them that are right on me.
It's like my coaching version of scrapbooking. I like doing
it. Oh, man. All right. I'm guessing, that was the last.
Yeah.
So hopefully this training will help you figure out what is going to work for you. Are you going to be in like all in 1 hour person? Are you going to be a 2 hour person? Are you going to be a 10 minutes here, 10 minutes there person? And then which checklist are you going to grab a hold of and make work for you? Not just once, not just for a week, but for the long haul. We all know how health and fitness works when we stick to it for a really long time. Coaching, doing these daily activities is the same thing. And all of a sudden you're going to be sitting there going, holy cow, I'm selling things regularly now. I'm building a team. This is working. But it's not going to happen until you decide that you're going to show up and do these little things every single day. So, all right, guys, I hope this helps. We will post the playback in the event. Mm-hmm. And does anyone else have anything they want to share?
The only thing,
your picture.
What'd you say? You're taking the picture? What I was going to say is you could probably put 10 coaches in a room and they could all do it 10 different ways. Like you were saying, Haley, with the power pockets and all the different things. So I think the biggest thing is find what works for you and run with it. There's no one right way, but these activities like the power pocket list right there, like that's what I'm going to build my new to-do list off. You know what I mean? So
yeah. And don't be afraid to like throw a list away and start with a new one. Like just because you start with one doesn't mean it's your list. Like show yourself grace to be like, okay, well that didn't work. Like TV mindset tracker. Okay, I can't eat that. Like, okay, I can't use that tracker or I can't use that list. So man, doesn't our health and fitness journey just like mimic everything in life?
Yeah.
All right, dorks. I'll catch you on the flip side.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Thank you both. Bye.
Thank you, Amanda, for sharing.
Yes, thank
No
you.
problem.
Okay. Stop it. Sorry.